it became apparent I hadn't ever actually questioned what I was doing since I was about 13.
What's the difference between now and the last time we saw you, mate?
Everything. All the pain and horror you've been through yourself is worth it if you can help other people.
Yeah.
The piece of bone for the nut cake I found in the fields near my mum and dad's house.
I don't think we've ever argued or ever fallen out, apart from one time when he kicked me in the head.
Oh, how childish of me, you know.
I'm in a band.
I'm in a band, you know, I'm a drummer. And it's like, well, actually... We just need to give a pre-warning on this podcast for viewers' discretion.
There might be language.
There might be fucking language on this
There
podcast.
might be fucking language, lots of fucking language.
We've got John Fairhurst on as well.
No, I can't help myself.
John can't. If you ask John not to swear, he'd like malfunction.
No, it's possible, but
It's not... You have to...
when I get carried away, it's not, yeah.
You have to actually try the hardest... It's so difficult to
I just won't be able to say many things. We should render the entire exercise pointless.
We've got John on just so he can be silent.
Yeah.
Yeah. Brilliant. Well, I'm already quite happy about this.
I am, it feels good.
We welcome to the Echo Town podcast.
Welcome.
We got John Fairhurst on.
We've begun, have we? Yeah,
I think so.
We
Right,
started.
just chilling, mate.
Straight in.
It's just straight in, mate.
I
Did you want to go
dick
straight
around?
in?
Oh, no.
I mean, it's sort of straight in, but it's also not sort of straight
Yeah, I
in.
didn't realise you pressed the gear.
It's all
the go
going,
button,
mate.
But that's,
That's-
All the
that's
best,
happening now,
all
isn't
the best stuff is. Don't think for a second that intro is not going to be in.
yeah, well, yeah, of course,
It has to be.
Yeah.
Just to make things clear, you're very blessed to be in my chair today.
You've
John.
been making made a point of this several
times today,
I
Richard.
am feeling very
It's been
blessed to be in your Chesterfield.
I don't let guests sit in my chair.
Yeah.
Yeah, but John's
But
different.
it's John, though, isn't it? He suits it. I mean, look at him.
It's a very nice chair, I have to say.
You walked in with that hat on, and I could not let you sit in the chair. So,
Is it because of this like slothy green moss that?
Yeah,
It matches. It really does.
Good.
Genuinely. Like, I'm looking forward to seeing what that looks like on the podcast.
Yeah.
From here, it's spectacular.
It's a very nice chair.
yeah, good.
Thank
good.
you.
You're welcome, man.
Thank you.
So we did, to fill you in, we did 4 episodes last year of the podcast, mate. We did 4 episodes last year, and I only just released them this year. And I want this to sort of become a thing. And you were coming down to play a show at Maker Heights today.
Yeah.
And so you came down yesterday. We had the best day ever yesterday.
We had a cracker of a day yesterday. It was kind of the best of English summertime.
Yeah.
Or spring. Is it still springtime?
Still spring, mate, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and just hung out, went fishing. We went spearfishing, you went fishing,
Yeah.
and then had a barbecue, and it was just
Fantastic.
Yeah, just a little walk on the
perfect.
beach.
Proper night.
Just
Stroll
chilled,
on the beach.
man.
Yeah, lovely day.
I think there needs to be more days like that. So yeah,
Certainly
you're the
does.
first guest.
Thanks.
That's pretty cool, isn't it?
Pleasure to be here. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I couldn't think of anyone better to be.
I mean, it has
the first
been like 6 years since we last hung out or
I know,
something
right?
as
Yeah,
well.
literally,
like a
mate.
mega long
And
time.
it was then I was like, well, we might as well record this time that we hang out.
Well, yeah, and there's a lot of it's a long road been travelled since then as well. Hey, there's a lot of stuff
Yeah. a lot
stuff
of
gone on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Perhaps you could probably tell us about some of that stuff.
Well, yeah,
What's the difference between now and the last time we saw you, mate?
everything. Really.
Everything.
Well, practice. I mean, I seem to be inhabiting a similar physical form, but otherwise, yeah, lots
Mentally, physically,
Yeah.
spiritually, all of it. Yeah.
yeah, sort of death and rebirth, I guess, experience.
I like that.
Yeah, the importance of one of the very important ongoing experiences of life, isn't it? You know.
Hero's journey.
Yeah,
Yeah, nice.
yeah, that's what you want to.
Sobriety.
Sobriety, yeah, clarity.
Yeah.
You know, absolute shift in sort of mental health dynamics, I think, as well.
Yeah, nice.
And yeah, no, I've just stepped away for 6 years or whatever from doing what I was doing before, really.
And you feel ready to come back and do stuff now?
Well, I've remembered why I love doing what it is that I do,
Yeah.
and I'd forgotten about that, and that's one of the things you get carried away with the effort that you have to put in to be an independent musician, and what it takes out of you. There comes a point where it's quite easy to forget why it is. In fact, I was thinking about this like a while ago, and it became apparent I hadn't ever actually questioned what I was doing since I was about 13.
Right.
And I think that's what actually gave the sort of why I worked so hard and just persisted with what I was doing, because I've never questioned it.
Right, yeah.
You know, I came up with like, I'm going to do this when I was like in my early teens, and then I've never questioned that until, I think that was part of the catalyst for sort of having having a major mental breakdown, really. It was like, hang on a minute, what am I doing? But the only reason I got that far and done it for that long is because I've never questioned.
Yeah.
If I'd questioned it all the time, I wouldn't have done it, because trying to be an independent musician is a ridiculous thing to do.
Yeah.
And there are large elements of just not questioning and doing that lead you to actually do it, because otherwise, if you looked at it on paper, you'd be like, that's a stupid idea.
Yeah.
And it is, but it's also brilliant, and it's what we do. So, you know.
It's so accurate. Yeah.
But then I think that was then being like, well, why am I doing this? And I was like, well, I don't know. I mean, I've just been operating on this teenage idea of being a musician, and but I guess it also keeps you young as well.
Yeah.
You know.
But I think when you mix alcohol in with all of that, it's that you sort of lose that anyway, because you just get stuck on that kind of rock star track, I suppose, and just doing.
Well, there's an element of hiding in plain sight, isn't there?
Yeah.
As well, and you know, I know that goes for like a lot of the people that we know within the industry as well, and the sort of the alcohol and the drug consumption that goes along with that is kind of not dealing with a bunch of personal stuff that you really actually need to, and it has to come to a point where you know you actually have to deal with that, and that's when the interesting part happens.
That's when the breakdown happens.
Basically. But I mean, I think personally, like having a sort of complete mental and physical collapse was probably the best thing that ever happened to me. If it just ploughed on, I'm not sure how long I'd have been around for, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know, and I got away with it for 25 plus years of
bullets dodged.
Well, it's not really bullet dodging though, is it? It's like taking the bullets and pretending it doesn't hurt. It's an entirely different thing altogether, you know.
Yeah.
You think you're dodging them, you're not. You're just full of lead.
That is the problem when you're constantly running away from things in life, isn't it? You know, it only suppresses you more and more and more and more, and you feel more trapped and unable to move forward. And then there has to be a point where the mind and the body goes, I can't physically and mentally, emotionally cope with this anymore.
Exactly that.
I have to have a blowout, or something has to happen where I just pop. And it's like it's a complete reset, isn't it?
Yeah, well, it has to be, and there has to be like a whole sense of personal forgiveness comes with that as well, because you know, I think a lot of things are things that you beat yourself up about, coulda, shoulda, wouldas, really, that you hold on to and don't deal with, and then get drunk and high and like that. You know, the industry is awash with that. In fact, like really honestly, we are there as bait to sell alcohol to people.
Exactly.
Because that's where the money comes from. And then being in that world, that crossover then back to going, that's something you've got to really. I railed against going back to playing because I didn't want to be bait to sell alcohol to people having got sober, and realising how much of a better world it is in every conceivable way being sober. But then that's just the way that it is. And, you know, I guess it feels like you're kind of encouraging people to do something that you've realised is like a really bad thing to do, which is why you don't do it anymore. But then there isn't any other structure around that for sort of that's what playing in venues and pubs and things is.
And how do you feel about the fact that a lot of your back catalogue is about drinking? How well, not how do you feel? Obviously you wrote that at the time when you wrote that, but do you still play those tunes? And
well, I think some of them were kind of like attempts at me to talk to myself about my own problems.
Yeah.
So they are still relevant because I knew I had a problem for a long time, but it was the stages of getting over that. So I think it's more than anything. I think I used to write a lot and be motivated a lot by being upset about stuff, whether it be politically or, maybe with my own actions or from a place of just being generally discordant and upset. And I'm not anymore, so it's kind of hard to sing some of those songs. It's like looking back at like a version of yourself that you've exceeded, and you kind of wish you could have had a talk to yourself at that moment in time from this perspective here. Not that it would have made any difference, because you've got to arrive at your own level of understanding yourself because you want to, and that involves a whole chunk of having a really good, honest look at yourself and then accepting the outcome of that. And it's the accepting the outcome bit of it that is the tricky bit to get over and takes a lot of time to sort of process.
Do you feel like, because we were talking yesterday about how when we've written music, it's been almost prophetic in the way that it's weird sat in the middle of you.
It's good though, I like it.
When we've written music, we've always had almost written prophetically in the. It's like when I was at my weakest, I sung about being strong.
Yeah.
And it, almost like it's like that's what I want to. That's where I want to be, and as a consequence of writing about that, like it's where I ended up. But it seemed like obviously we stopped touring and you said to me you were like your lyrics are hypocritical because you're not singing. But something that's.
Do you think that's kind of like a personal exorcism in a way?
Well, it's like this is where I want to be.
Things out, then you don't, because you've committed them to a song. Therefore, you've kind of. You've kind of like that exercise is like exercising something that's like eating you up.
Well, this is what you were saying in regard to your own songs, in that if you're singing about drinking and about it being an issue, it's like that's your way of going. Oh, this is. I'm bringing it out into the open.
Yeah,
and now
exposing myself.
Now I can deal with it a bit better, I suppose.
I mean, I wish the dealing with it bit actually came along with that, but and it probably would now, to be honest. But I mean, I think like writing songs from being annoyed about things in the world. I mean, it is valid, but I think staying in a position that. I mean, it was then difficult to start writing about other stuff, and I'm still kind of struggling with that a bit.
Yeah.
But I want to write about joyous things now, because that is the medicine and that is the alternative to all the shit that's going on.
That's going to be a very powerful thing for you. Sorry to interrupt. Just like, because you've gone from writing about such negative things to all of a sudden writing about the.
Well, I mean, all you're doing is highlighting the thing.
Yeah.
Like, surely, like the alternative to that. Because like what we do and what we provide and what our function as musicians is in the setting of sort of the public and the fans and the people who are there is to provide a space and a moment in time where all that doesn't matter.
Yeah,
it's a shamanic thing.
Yeah,
and you are the lightning rod for and as the musician on stage, you're in charge of that dynamic, and you're in charge of the feeling of the. And we all have we all feel upset about things, and you can highlight it that way. But I've started to think now that that's not actually then serving the purpose of having that moment and that alternative where we're all in a space together. To be free of that, and that's what the purpose of art and or one of the purposes, whatever you choose it to be, of art and music. Having a dance together and making something really cool where we can all be free and really buzz off each other. That is the alternative, and that's actually what we're looking for as the alternative to all that shite that goes on in the world. Is that togetherness?
Yeah,
and so rather than it sort of highlighting the disparity. Like I've kind of come to the conclusion that you should be reveling in those moments, because they are the opposition to that. Is our human togetherness in a world of division. It is that is the alternative, and that is the medicine, and that is the thing that is the most scary to those causing the division and encouraging it, is the togetherness of those moments of us coming together to be free and dance and be happy and interact with each other. And finding what that is personally, how to express that though, it's like, especially if you've been working from one way of doing something for a long time, finding where that sits and what it means and what the words are for that, if there even are.
Yeah. I was thinking, just as you were saying that, I was thinking when you think about like alcohol, drug abuse and things like that, it makes a person very internal and selfish, in the sense that they don't feel, they're not very aware and alert of the external from that, which can create like a divide within people. And I was thinking, like, when a person sobers up, they become more aware of their personal self, more aware of their own consciousness and their own physical health. And then from there, they're able to expand that and help others become more aware and conscious of themselves, which then creates almost like that one consciousness and awareness. And like you were saying, people to get together, to dance, to joy, to be connected to each other.
Well, I mean, this is the thing. It's absolutely fundamental and indivisible from the core of humanity. That music and dancing togetherness and moments of being free of all the cares of the world, it's at the very core of the human soul.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
And, you know, it's our function within that to do that and to bring that. That's really our job.
Well,
and like through whatever, you know, whatever music it is that you make or whatever art that you make, you're providing that and wonder that is our job. You know, it's like.
Well, even if you just think of it as from your own experience of listening to songs, sometimes it's difficult for a musician to get their heads around the fact that we have that influence, or we have that power and energy to be able to
and responsibility
exactly. But then if I sit here and I think about all the songs in my life that have helped me change who I am or helped me become who I am, and then you realize that they're just the insane power of music, and the fact that, like you said, you have that responsibility to impart something positive, I suppose. I
mean, and that's one of the main things that comes out of getting sober as well, is going through that process. Part of the deal is that all the pain and horror you've been through yourself is worth it if you can help other people who accept, because you have to accept that's what you're going to do and accept help. You have to want to be able to do that. But part of the point of doing that and what comes out of it is the fact that you have clarity that you can then help other people to get over their own addictions with it. And it's a responsibility to do so as well, because you have stepped onto the other side then, you know. And it does make you realise as well how much of our society and thing is based around that, and how much like drugs and alcohol just stop development of, you know, they stifle you. There's nothing good. There's nothing good in there. It's only when you've stepped on the other side of that for a long period of time as well. It's like it's very hollow and shallow, and it's like actually been holding you back for, you know, most of your life from being. Yeah. It's like someone's turned the light on now, and you're like, you can actually get on pointedly with doing things in an honest and direct fashion with clarity. Yeah. And your health. And everything that goes with it, it's just the whole approach to your whole life has to change. Yeah, and it is for the better, isn't it? Yeah, massively for the better.
It's interesting because, like, for me, like, for someone that's never actually suffered with an addiction, you know, to the level that you guys have, but I've been the person that's been the observer. I've been able to watch that, you know, watch that journey, and I don't think. I actually just want to say on it as well that I don't think many of the observers, the people that actually are watching family members or friends go through an addiction, get much recognition, because what they actually have to deal with through that is so intense. And what you just described there describes what they go through, because they have to watch a person living in the dark, like not being their true selves, being suppressed, and all you can see is the goodness. All you can see is the goodness in that individual, and you're just hoping. You're just like, come on, you can do it. You can see the potential, the growth that can be there.
Yeah.
And then when you actually see, like with me watching you with your addictions, Rick, like as soon as I started to see you change and stop your addictions, I've literally just seen you go from this dark depth pit, just living in the quagmire, bottles of fucking booze piled up outside, just dead inside, to suddenly just starting to just take off, to just soaring, to you getting your own apartment, to being able, you know, going out, doing music together, like hanging out loads, you know, just all these different. And now we're doing a podcast in your house. It's like, you know, just seeing that progress, you really, like you described, you really do begin to see those lights like turn on and see the person. And now I think that is one of the reasons why we wanted to get you onto this podcast as well, is because of your sobriety, because we want people to be able to see that journey that you've had to go on to get to this point that you are. And you mentioned about going into pubs and venues and places where we're almost like, you know, it's like they want us to sell alcohol. Well, we're not exactly the best people to get into venues now, are we? Because we're encouraging people to step away from it. But I think it's a beautiful thing.
What you were saying, I mean, like, that is really really like important as well. Is having support around you. And for me as well, my brother had major addiction issues when he was younger. He got sober a lot longer before me, so he knows that process well. And like. Probably my brother Rob, more than anyone, was the kind of a person I was looking up to, who I wanted to be, really. And I mean, nobody kind of knows you for as long or as well, you know. And my brother's a musician as well. He's also called Rob. He's also a drummer.
I don't think we've ever met him, have we?
Brother's called Rob.
We need to
just
get
the
together.
best.
We do.
They're the best. The brothers called Rob, aren't they?
Well, indeed. Our brother's called Rob. He plays drums. That's it. That's it.
Oh, I love that.
Held the strands together for us when they were threadbare.
Like, hold on! Hold on!
Yeah, no, it's very
beautiful.
It is
It's just magnificent for someone like me to watch that journey, not just in my brother, but like I've seen it in you. You know, obviously we haven't really kind of like kept massively in touch over the past 6 years, but recently we've started, you know, we've had phone calls, we've had chats through Messenger and all sorts of stuff, like communicating back and forth, and just like you can see it in an individual when they've made that decision. Their language completely changes, their self-love completely changes, their passions just start to take off. And
I mean, I think a big part of it is making peace with yourself and forgiving yourself for all the things that you beat yourself up over that hold you down in the hole.
Dear God,
that you keep feeding. And I mean, there's still always new things all the time to sort of uncover. But you're approaching things with the clarity and the knowledge that you're not going to fall apart.
Yeah. For
a start, when approaching difficult personal things, and there's more and more of them all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been experiencing some new, you like, oh God, there's all this other stuff I've not actually dealt with yet. Yeah. But you can, because you know you're not going to run to the bottle or to the baggie or whatever. You know, you don't need to anymore, because so it makes it much easier to like more rapidly process the still fairly vast bag of shit that needs going through, but it can actually be dealt with then. Yeah. And as time goes on, it gets easier and easier and less, and there's always little things crop up that you're like, bloody hell, I've still got a bit of a trust problem or whatever, you know what I mean? And but then you can actually look at it from...
without being cloudy,
without it actually, like, you know, getting, it's just a thing. It's like, well, I've got to deal with this now. So you just deal with it. It becomes a process of how you be in all of your life, is, you know, with clarity and with honesty, and about all of the actions and the thoughts that you think. You know, you can third person kind of think, well, is that what I really think?
Yeah.
And I think a lot of life you can spend just because you've got into a method of doing something, whether it be right or wrong. And you're just living through this thing that you've not... This comes back to the not questioning thing earlier on. I think there's a lot of actions in life where you've kind of established this sort of way of thinking about or doing something, then you have a reaction to it, but you're not really in control or in charge of that until you question all of these things. I mean, for me personally, like my mental and physical breakdown was, it had been coming, now we'll look at it, for a really long time, but it just happened like that. I was out in a place in Wigan with loads of mates, with my brother's band playing, and I was just like, I'm not all right. And then for that moment, I was like, I can't trust a single thought. That, do I think any of these things? Like, what do I think? Like, I don't know.
Wow.
So it was like year dot. Like, I can't really trust any of the ways that I react to the world at all, because they just don't seem appropriate anymore. So who am I?
Yeah.
And I didn't have an answer for that for probably 2 years, I would say. But and it was horrendously difficult and painful. But I'd already done the sobriety before that. Like, I probably wouldn't have made it through that if I was still drinking.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I wouldn't be sitting here now, to be perfectly honest. If I didn't have my son and I was still drinking, I wouldn't be sitting here. But I'd already done the giving up the booze bit. That kind of had to happen before, because otherwise it'd have been hellish destructive, you know.
Yeah.
Like on a but the clarity of giving up the drink and the drugs and you know, with the honesty that requires, that kind of led to where I got to with the breakdown, really, or breakthrough, I'm going to call it. Actually,
there we go.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. Because it had to strip away all the bullshit that I've told myself for years, you know, and all the, like, actually lots of bullshit reasons about why I do stuff and why I've done stuff, and a lot of it became, well, this is ridiculous, like, what do I actually think? You know, it's been operating on these systems of thought that you've created for yourself during the course of your life that you think are you, but they're not really. They're just, it's like you've given up, or you've created a way of doing something and given up on thinking about it constantly, and then getting to that point where you have to reassess all of everything. I mean, it was beautiful, really. Horrendous. Absolutely horrendous.
Yeah, know that feeling of them.
But also, you know, like, necessary and liberating and beautiful, you know.
Yeah, that's
as long as you can, like, hang on through that.
Yeah. I don't think I can number the amount of breakthroughs.
Quite a few, man.
Consistent.
Quite a few.
Well, this was like one massive catastrophic event that I probably should have dealt with in parts over the course of my life, but definitely haven't.
Yeah. I think it was J.K. Rowling that said that you have to hit. I remember reading this book and I was like, oh, rock bottom. Well, that's a good place to hit, because then you can build solid foundations for your life from there. You have to hit rock bottom to build good foundations. And I found out that J.K. Rowling had said a similar thing, so I couldn't nick that as my own quote.
Indeed.
But she said that sometimes hitting rock bottom is necessary so that you've got a solid foundation to build on. And like, that's the thing with when you have a breakdown, it just sort of strips away all of that stuff, and then you sort of go.
I felt like a bit like face planting the seabed of life, and being like embedded in the mud at the bottom of it, like some kind of worm for quite some time, you know,
under the severe pressure.
But I knew that I was buoyant. I knew that I was buoyant.
Yeah.
And I mean, again, there was a fella turned up out of the blue who I didn't know previously. And just knocked on my window one day and went, "You're not all right, you, are you?" And I was like, "No." And he's like, I've been there, lad. That's why I knocked on the window." And he's like, "I don't want to listen to what your personal problems are. I don't care. That's for you to sort out. But I can tell you some things to think about if you want to listen."
That's incredible.
And then he came round. Yeah, I mean, he's a really good friend of mine, become a very close friend of mine. But he just did that. He saw that's where I was, and he wasn't. It's your own problems you've got to sort out. No one's going to sort them out for you. But it's the method of thinking that he gave me to overcome that. And because he'd been through that himself, it was him who said to me, well, that's part of the deal of going through this. All the pain I went through is worthwhile now because I can help you with that, and that's the deal. You know, that is the deal. He came round pretty much every day for months just to see if I was all right. And you know, that's how we need to be with each other in this world. You know,
check in. Yeah.
You can help, but you've got to want the help.
Yeah.
If you don't want it and you're not committed to doing it, nobody can help you.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
But you know, the deal is, if you've been through stuff like that, then you can. There is a path.
You're in a position to pass that forward. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's your kind of duty and obligation, responsibility to do so.
Yeah.
And like a lot of my friends, I saw another friend the other day who's struggled with his addiction problems for all of his life. We've known each other since I was probably like 15, I guess. And he's done it now. And what's he doing? He's being a drugs and alcohol counsellor. That's what he's doing. Numerous friends who've been prostitutes, like heroin and crack addicts, like people who've made it through have become the best people to help other people as well, because you know all of it.
Yeah.
And you can't hide from that as well, you know, because you've been there, you know, you've been through all of the thing, you know exactly how it all is. There's no, it's like, someone's trying to tell you bullshit about it, he's like, that's bullshit, mate. Like, you know, you can't blagger, mate, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's also takes quite a period of time afterwards to be able to go. But I mean, I still struggle with being around people who are off their heads and drunk. I don't really want to. But mainly because the conversation's really boring.
We were talking about this yesterday.
It's really boring, man. It's all the same things everywhere in the world.
Story is
boring.
the same. Every drunk story is the same.
Yeah, it is. And like festival worlds, it's quite hard.
Yeah.
I
sometimes feel like I'm antisocial because we'll play a gig and then we'll just get off straight afterwards, or just get out, you know, sell some merch and then move on. But then people will be like, "Oh, you're sticking around and having a drink or whatever."
But we're not really partyheads anymore. I've been at Glastonbury for 3 weeks partying before, during and after in the past, you know.
Yeah.
But I can't imagine anything I'd less likely want to do these days, to be honest. And it's a matter of like your professionalism in what we do as well.
Yeah.
You know, because you're not then spending your money and wasting your time. We've got life's really full. There's so many more things to do.
Yeah, it is, man.
And you know, it's our job. This is the funny thing. I mean, our job is everybody else's party time.
It's crazy, isn't it?
It is.
That's a weird
Quite
one,
literally how that works.
Yeah, I mean it is. That's it's everybody. Our work time when we're like doing the thing that we do like most seriously is when everybody else is. That's when they're just having their time off.
I can't remember the comedian.
Completely.
I can't remember the comedian that said it, but he was like, he'd gone off and then he got cheered back on to do like an encore. And he was like, this doesn't happen in any other job. He's like, you don't leave the office and then the whole office starts
like,
clapping.
Man, you're brilliant.
You have
Come
to,
back,
you
tell
have
us
to go,
more stuff.
You have to go back in and do some more photocopy.
I know, it's true though, isn't it? It's true. It's true.
This is my job, people. Like,
you realise why, like, you hear of like you know, massively famous musicians and stuff, and how like in their spare time they just tinker with mechanics, or they're like working on their little farm plot, or they, you know, and it's like because they want to. You as a musician, your job is so much noise and chaos and just like like intensity, you know, that when you are at home on your own, I walk around the house in complete silence. Like I don't really
listen to music. It's in my head. I go fishing.
Yeah.
Like I go and make stuff out of wood on my own in my workshop, preferably.
Yeah. Which we have to get everybody to have a look at your guitar.
let's get look.
You got to share this. People are not going to be able to appreciate the craftsmanship of this on a camera. Like you
check we're still recording. It always gets me paranoid. Look at that. Talk us through that, John, please.
Well, basically, what I wanted out of a guitar didn't exist. So I decided I had to like learn how to make a Res electric guitar, And I wanted all sorts of things, like I wanted the neck to come off it so I can take it on the plane as hand luggage and not lose it. Because, that's half turned me grey, waiting for guitars that sometimes don't show up.
Yeah, all been smashed.
I've been smashed.
We've all had that, haven't we? So I've been collecting parts for years for this thing. It's not even really a guitar anymore, I don't think. So the Rowan, let's start. The laburnum on the fretboard came from my mum and dad's garden. The sycamore came from, just found just a piece of sycamore in my workshop. Laburnum from my folks' garden. So mahogany steps I found in a skip. Donk. The piece of bone for the nut I found in the field near my mum and dad's house. The brass bits are from an old accountant's sign that I found. I think my mate Rick gave me that. Black water buffalo horn bits on it. And the top's a piece of rowan from the oldest, biggest rowan tree I've ever seen that was kind of falling down, that was planted at the entranceway to a very old house. Round where I live, rowan across the whole of the northern hemisphere was regarded as a magical tree. It was used to ward off evil spirits, and people would wear rowan beads, and rowans were planted at the entrance ways to properties to protect them from evil spirits particularly. So it's something of a magical item really, and all bits of wood that I've collected from various different places. I wanted a resonator guitar, but I also wanted something a bit like an SG or a Les Paul, and so I've got 3 pickups, 3 outputs, 3 volumes that all go to different things and do different sounds.
It's also worth saying that you've actually made this in the like, it's not like a pre-bought neck.
No,
you've made that
every single
pretty scratchy pieces of wood, some of which I've cut down. I mean, I cut this one down myself, and I've made it from bits, basically.
You've documented this process to go on YouTube, haven't you?
I have. I kind of got bored halfway through with social media, so I'm actually going to finish that off.
Now that you've said it on this, like, that has to happen.
It is going to happen.
I'm looking forward to seeing your extensive series, John.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see how much of it I actually captured on that. There's probably loads of me just like swearing and shaving off bits of wood, so we'll probably like whittle it down to the highlights. But I learned to French polish it as well, because the whole idea is that it's a machine that can be. I was annoyed at the fact that guitars get, my previous resonator Esmeralda that I've had for 20 odd years, has done most of my shows with me, basically got worn out, and I wanted to build something that was going to outlast me, and the parts can be replaced. Moving parts are like brass sleeved, and I was building a machine basically, that like a repairable, fixable machine that can be taken into its component parts very easily. And that can be repaired. Like the French polish, you can repolish this guitar. If you snap lacquer off a guitar, you're kind of into a bit of bother, Whereas this, it can be refinished and refinished and refinished and refinished and refinished. All of it was a very complicated job that took me probably 7 months, I think, from when I started. But then I was buying tools, trying to figure out what I needed to happen, and trying to wrangle all these like incongruent parts together into something that was actually playable. I was actually amazed when it was playable. When I had no idea until I finished it whether it was just going to be an awful dog in a wall hanger or not.
But it is stunning,
and it's become the only guitar that I play really now. It's kind of teaching me to play in a different way, opening up a whole other different sort of set of sort of sonic capabilities, really.
I love the little 2 double pickup thing on the low strings.
The 2-pole one.
2-pole one,
That was later an addition last week. That was been I just wanted all the bass.
All the bass.
It's hard to get like a load of bass at a guitar, and usually when you're averaging, you've got one output on all these different things, and you're taking away from, obviously you're turning on pedals, you're losing part of sound, and I wanted to split everything into, so you're stacking really good quality sounds.
I'm looking forward
on
to
top of
hearing
each
this
other.
tonight, man.
Yeah.
I'm still learning how to play it, to be honest. I mean, it's not like playing a guitar anymore.
It sounded great in the garden earlier, mate, and I think I got a clip that I'll put on the podcast. All being well, I snuck out.
Yeah, well, I was
filmed.
lost in my little
You were
world.
just it was it's a beautiful thing, man. Just sat by the bush out there, just playing some guitar to the bees and my cat.
Yeah, and your cat was loving it. She's lolling about there. I was playing some
avid audience.
Yeah, my version of raga stuff, I guess.
Yes,
but yeah, I mean, I just think there's been no development in guitars for a long time.
Yeah.
You know, and investigating what the further capabilities of this type of 6-string instrument are.
Yeah.
You know, it's as much as there is like playing and developing your playing, developing the tools that you use is.
Yeah.
You know, like having a guitar is like having one shaped chisel, and that's all you ever use, which means you only get one cut.
Yeah.
You know, one type of sound out of something. Where I've got a bag of chisels.
Yeah.
And they do different curve cuts, this cut, that cut, a V cut, or whatever. You know, like it just expands your capability as a craftsman. If you've got, you know, more options to develop sounds in different ways and to develop your playing in different ways.
And you're also adding in a foot drum kit sort of setup thing.
I'm now
percussion feet.
I am playing
incoming shortly.
A farmer foot drum kit now, or I'm learning to still. I think I'm about 2.5 years deep on this now.
Yeah.
But that again's changed the way that I think about playing, because drums is an entire. I've just whacked a guitar the way that I like it to sound for a long time, and that's been my show and my career and everything, and that's no longer appropriate because of the level of orchestration you need to play the two guitar parts, the bass part to sing, and to play drums. Everything has to be decided upon, otherwise it's just a bloody mess.
Yeah.
So it's been a process of trying to find I guess giving all the personalities that live in my head jobs to do, and then finding another. It's a psychological trick. You know, keep them occupied, right? And then they can't get into your head when you're playing.
Sounds like you're describing a drummer through and through, to be fair, mate.
Exactly.
That is you.
Exactly that. But then you've got to find this like other sort of like higher self who's then observing and being the musical director for all these things that are going on.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's also applicable to yourself as a person in life, I think, as well.
Yeah.
You know, if you can find that sort of musical director, that like overseer or whatever, of yourself and your actions as a way of being, then you kind of can be a lot more measured and purposeful and thoughtful, and less ruled by like emotion and circumstance, because you've got an oversight and an overview on all of the things that are going on around you as a matter of sort of personal perception and like control of your own sort of way of being.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. I might do a foot drum kit.
Nah.
I'd save some money. It's expensive, it is.
Yeah, well, that's it. I mean, I guess for me, it's solved band politics forever.
Yeah, band politics, man. That's one reason why we don't have a bass player.
Well,
I'd get on with him. Like we've never argued. I don't think.
Yeah.
I don't think we've ever argued or ever fallen out. And yeah, I apart from one time when he kicked me in the head, he like we were doing like a kung fu player fighting back when we were kids. You know when you watch these kung fu films and it's all like all like blocking, and we'd like choreographed this whole thing, and the final bit of the thing was he knocks me on the floor and kicks me in the head, and I pretend to get kicked. But he actually booted me in the
Had
face.
the opportunity.
So I remember I shouted at him, but it was like literally like a shout, and then it was like cool because I knew it was an accident.
You're right, booted you in the head. But I mean, we were talking about this a little bit yesterday as well. You know, having less people in the band means that it's more doable as a thing.
Yeah.
I don't know how like 11-piece bands do it.
Well, you can't make any money out of it.
You can't. It's not impossible.
And then it's non-sustainable.
Well, you can't survive. You can't then. It can't be like your main income, because you'd basically have to be playing solidly 24 hours a day for 10 months of the year to just break even, wouldn't you? You know what I mean?
Yeah, literally.
And the amount of money people get paid from Spotify and streaming platforms, imagine that divvied up 11 times.
Yeah, exactly. It's 68 quid a year for you, whatever, many thousands of plays or whatever, you know what I mean? But I mean, I think it's like, it's kind of, for me, it was like a sort of, I wanted to take on a bunch of new stuff.
Yeah.
And like the sounds that I had in my head for what I wanted my solo show to be just weren't being fulfilled by the tools that I had available.
Yeah.
You know.
By tools, did you mean the other people in the band? I'm joking, mate. Yeah.
Well, I mean, actually, I'm gonna play. I think the 31st of July. I've got a gig with the Dead Reds. So Max from the Dead Reds and Beth I was working with quite a bit. So we're actually I'm going to play guitar on some of their stuff with the band. I'm doing my solo show. I'm trying to get my full foot drum kit and my new guitar show ready for then.
Yeah.
Whether I will do, I've been saying this for like 2.5 years now. I'd be like, another 6 months, another 6 months. Some point I'm going to have to bring it out and just be okay with what it is. Yeah. But it's got to be good. It's got to be really good.
You sent me a clip from it and it sounded great.
It was one of the good bits when I'd not thought about all the 10 things that were going on with fell to pieces.
Finally start to be able to just completely disappear in your head.
It's a bit like playing.
Exactly.
I used to like play a stomp box and then play a lapside and dig.
Yeah.
And it was like, as soon as I started thinking about the components, it just
Well,
vanishes.
it happens
Or
with
if I
drumming,
think,
as soon as you start thinking about it.
Yeah, that's...
Try and teach it. You're trying to teach it to someone and you're just like...
Oh, no, I can't play it. I've been trying to deconstruct what I do. I don't know what I do. I just do it. I don't know how to play this slow.
If I give any attention to what my right hand is doing with guitar, like it goes to shit really quick.
You know you're in a good place when you can actually have a conversation with yourself whilst you're playing.
Yeah.
Or like that's one of the things that I used to do with like students is I'd be teaching them something and then I'd just fire like simple math questions at them.
Yeah.
You know, what's 4 + 3 and what's 5 + 8.
Well, that's the place. That's the place where you want to be in, isn't it? Because then you're making sort of artistic choices about the stuff that you do. I had a little bit of a breakthrough with that the other day where I was like, no, I want a crash cymbal on that bit of that there. And then I did it and I was like, I just thought about that and put it there.
Yeah.
And then you couldn't do it again for 5 minutes, but then you can. But then when you get to like, no, I want that like that, and while you're doing the thing and like everything's going, you're like, no, I want this bit over there and that bit. And they're those little breakthrough moments where you're like, oh, I'm actually getting the hang of this now.
Yeah,
you know, because the peaks and the troughs of learning, the peaks and the plateaus of learning. You know, being stuck on a plateau for ages is like hard yards, and you've just got to kind of practice your way through that.
Yeah.
And the practice that you swallow the practice, because then that allows you to have another peak within it. And I think the say just playing guitar, the plateaus get longer and the peaks get shorter. The more that you get, or with any instrument, the harder it gets to get better at what you do.
Yeah.
So introducing this thing and then the foot drums is like being a kid again, because you're getting those like dopamine hits of getting better quickly, you know, basically. So it's really exciting again. So the kind of, I think that's been a spur for getting back to do it. I'm excited about it again, and I'm excited to bring out this new thing that nobody's seen, because nobody's really seen it yet.
Well, they've not seen you for 5-6 years, mate.
Well,
so.
No, indeed. I've been doing work
under a
quietly,
grafting,
solitary confinement.
It's exciting, man. It's nice to have been able to snag you at the time when you're starting to come back out, and it's also like the fact that you have. I'll tell you one thing that I enjoy about my mate John, who's in his mid-70s, is that he's like, how can I get better at this? How can I do more? What can we do next?
Yeah.
And there's that, and I get that same energy from you in that, like that, even just you talking then about being excited and like a kid again about something, and it's like just throwing little extra bits in to get stoked about something.
If you're going to do something, you've got to fucking do it, or don't. Like there's no middle ground, and then if you're going to do it, you've got to do it real good. Like really good. Otherwise, there is no. Otherwise, you're just pissing about.
Yeah.
You know, it's just a hobby.
Yeah.
And like,
And you have to learn to enjoy the work as well, like the bits that are hard about it, like maybe the travelling to gigs and the late
You
nights.
just have to swallow that for what it is, you know.
And the social media. I hear you're a whiz at social media, John. There's nothing you like more than sitting in front of a laptop and doing
nothing I like
and creating content.
Nothing I like more.
Yeah.
Honestly.
That's like that was a lesson in sarcasm.
It's the thing you've kind of got to swallow, isn't it? But it's the point of why you're doing that, which is because then hopefully you can provide more opportunities for us all to have a bit of a dance together.
Yeah.
And that's one of the evil. That's just one of the things of the way stuff is now.
Yeah.
I mean, that's developed through the course of our career, hasn't it?
Yeah.
From, I mean, nothing to like MySpace and then this and that, and then, you know, it's become a thing that you have to do all the time. It's content hungry.
Are you optimistic about the future of music and about the future of, considering there's so much pessimism about AI and all that sort of thing? Because I know we've talked about that a lot. In that we've discussed that there's I feel there's going to be a resurgence in live music because people will just get fed up of all the fake
there's beginning
stuff.
to be a pushback. I mean, I haven't been posting very much on social media, but I watch it a lot because it's really interesting, you know, and to come back into this career, I think having approaching it with attempting to have a really good understanding of how it operates now, rather than just the force of will of I'm going to do this. Understanding what it actually you have to do and what it means to do the things to be successful in what you do. It is important to really understand. It doesn't matter whether you like it or not. Like, these are the steps and the things that you have to do, and to begin doing it again, then you have to do those things for it to be successful. Otherwise, it's going to become upsetting again when you're not successful for putting all the effort in. So you've just got to swallow the way. So to understand what's happening, to keep abreast of where the industry is going, and there is a pushback against AI and those companies stealing all our music. There is beginning to be a legal pushback in that. Some of the big companies are rolling over and flopping on it. Other ones are just saying no. I mean, Bandcamp the other week was like, they were saying they were getting 65,000 pieces of AI music thrown at them every day or whatever, and not just them. And so they were like, right, we're not having any of it. And there is a bounce back against it. I think the very human nature of producing music that's what people want, and it's more now about connecting with your fans and building your story and the people that support you. And it's kind of became this really massively expansive thing, but really it's about, you know, collecting and harnessing and working with those people who like what you do. You know, and there's more of an opportunity to be an independent musician in many respects now than there ever has been, really. And there are certain things that you kind of have to swallow, and they will change again. I mean, things change all the time. I mean, I'm watching a bunch of stuff yesterday about how social media is changing and, you know, kind of collapsing in on itself because of the amount of just pure fucking shite on there.
You can't tell what's real and what's not now.
And you know, I think live music is making a massive comeback. I think people really realise there's been not to get into politics, but it does feel like there's been somewhat of a concerted effort to knacker like live music and that connection and that.
I think knacker congregation,
knacker congregations of people, you
together,
know, and that's what we do and we need and we represent and what we're for.
Community and
it's been hard going, and I think a lot of people dropped off. I mean, I dropped off for a while, guys dropped off for a while, and to go away and sort of like reassess and go, well, that's who I am and that's what I do. And you know, we lost a lot of music venues, and that's not just here, that's all over the place as well. I mean, like, you know, COVID, like the whole COVID sketch kicked the ass out of that hardcore and all of us, and had to like regroup and come back to it because you really, you know, you go through this process of like, oh, can I do this? Do I want to do this? And like that's what I do. That's who I am. And I think a lot of like the people who consume music kind of realise that more now as well. I mean, how are you going to go and watch an AI show? I mean, what is that?
Yeah, I was thinking as you were saying all of that historically it's been the musicians that have stayed there to the very end.
Yeah,
like historically, like musicians would go onto a battlefield completely unarmed, apart from their musical instrument.
Yeah,
and they would play and keep the morale of the soldiers going.
Absolutely.
And they would die with their music instruments in their hands. You know, think about like Titanic and stuff like that. You know, the music guys are like, you know what, we need to keep people's morale while we're all going to die.
Yeah, and a powerful and frightening thing. Music's been used of all sorts of things like that.
There's something about musicians as well that have that like responsibility and duty that is like, we have to keep the not just the morale, but we have to go to war and battle against this sort of stuff to keep, like with AI and trying to stop the congregation of people.
And we have a position to comment on things. I mean, that's the purpose of art, is to comment on the nature of being human.
Yeah, this is the thing with music, is that it is not just music, but the creative arts in general. Is that this is the nature of being human. If you try and destroy that nature of being human, then what are we? We're nothing. We're just robots and computers, right?
Absolutely.
So in a rebellion against that, we work hard. We keep pushing. We keep getting people to these venues. I don't believe for 1 minute that it can be destroyed. You cannot kill nature.
But it never has.
You can't kill the human
The whole thing of, like, I did that thing during lockdown, the medicine show, and the idea being behind that, the amount of times that the musicians have been like booted out of society. It's happened loads of times before. In the Middle Ages, during the plagues, they were booted out. They weren't allowed to be indoors, and people travelling music shows, and it's just been, that's the way that it's always been. You've always kind of been on the edge and on the fringe of society anyway, because you're not part of it every day. You're here, there and everywhere, and it's not like you're sitting in your own village playing music on the same square, because everyone get pissed off with you. So there's been the nature of doing what we do has required this since the dawn of music, which came along with the dawn of humanity.
The art forms, music, dance, all that sort of stuff has historically gone through periods of time where it's been banned, but it's always ended up becoming underground. It's like that's how the drum kit was invented, you know, because music had been banned in like the slavery times. I believe this is correct. Like they've been banned in the slavery times, and the work.
Yeah, there were no drums allowed in the Delta.
So they discovered tap dancing. So they started doing tap dancing because it was like, this is a way of getting and tapping on their bodies and then all that sort of
playing
stuff.
The bones and various other things. So if you're up in the hill country, there was a lot more rhythm based music. Because like percussion was basically banned in the Delta.
That's right. Yeah.
The hill country stuff had a much more of a mixture of Scottish and European. So fife and drums, the bones, like European instruments, then got applied to African rhythm, and a real mixture of European folk music, and I believe a lot of West African people ended up there as well. The rhythm is a very sort of West African rhythm based to the Mississippi Hill Country blues stuff. But yeah, that with drum, there was no drumming, no percussion, and percussion being one of the very cores of fundamentals of people's communication and dance and freedom.
Yeah, you can probably find some tribe somewhere in the deepest, darkest jungles that have never come across Western society that'd still be going. Like
it's holding a beat.
It's the heartbeat, isn't it? It's the root of everything, But I mean, in terms of AI, and what that actually means for you harnessed as an independent musician, I'm changed my mind on this quite a bit, rather than just being all evil. It's incredibly useful to do a bunch of the jobs that we're shit at and we hate.
100%.
It's a tool.
It's a tool. It's a spanner. It's a screwdriver. It's a spoon. It's a chisel.
You can kill someone with a spanner, a screwdriver, and a chisel, right? But you can also create something magnificent out of it as well. So it's your choice what you do with it.
And as a thing to sort of process the kind of information that actually takes away from us producing the art that we do, because a large chunk, an increasingly large chunk of being an independent musician is being 10,000 other jobs at the same time.
Yeah, we've talked about this
which
quite a
just
lot.
Kills the actual fun and the joy and the creativity that you have.
Doing,
So I embrace AI for that, for information gathering, storage, in processing, for what it was actually designed for. Yeah. In terms of like stealing art from human beings, A, it can fuck off.
Yeah.
B, it can't do it anyway because the whole thing's been trained on humans. It can't come up with it itself. It's just badly stealing shit and then badly gluing it back together in a way that doesn't really make any sense. It lacks that human element to it, and it couldn't exist without basically all these companies having stolen loads of our musical ideas. Spotify, you know, they're just feeding, you know, our art into a machine to spew out. Well, it's basically like sausage meat, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like musical sausage, bad, cheap musical sausage meat.
Cheap musical sausages.
Well, so in that sense, I mean, you know, I think that does need stomping. There is a kickback to that happening now, legally. Which is good. But the use of the tools, I think, is it can amazing. Really free up our time
I took a music contract the other day and I put it in and I was like, can you just tell me if there's anything in this that I'm misreading that I need to be aware of? And it just sort of summarised the thing and told me a few, and I was like, I'd not even noticed that. And it's like, that's it. For writing contracts and creating stuff like that and all that
databasing information,
stuff,
collecting information for you.
It is incredible, man. But like, I would never be like, I need a song. I need a song. I need some lyrics about surfing, or I need.
No,
it's just like that terrifies me. I couldn't do it. I'd rather just not write a song.
I'd
rather just be like, I've written this little tune, Rob. It doesn't need lyrics.
I mean. It can be, it's an incredibly useful tool. It's just how it's applied and what it's applied to. And I think the point of it was that it was supposed to make our lives easier, not nick your job. You know what I mean? I mean, obviously, the more anyone could get away without having to involve or pay human beings, that's what they will go for. Because then, you know, you haven't got we're not controllable items. You know. But I'm just beginning to get my head around the very basics of how useful this can actually. Purely to then provide more time to be able to do to concentrate on art.
It's all a time game, man. Like you can't write and record music while you're faffing about with all the other stuff that.
Well, you have to be a record label, a fucking design studio, a logistics company, or this or that,
a
and
tour manager,
you know.
A booking agent, you know, doing all your emails, doing all your answering, doing a web designer,
an accountant,
merch designer, an accountant,
all of these things,
whilst being a musician. Also being a tour driver,
and a mechanic and like everything,
video editor,
you know, sort of. It just ends up that eats. I think that's why I just quit for a bit as well. Because
same. I
was just like, I'm not.
Well, the crazy thing is when we got
overwhelmed,
all our social media got hacked in 2020.
Oh yeah.
And then, but this was prior to all the reels. So I think TikTok had started to kick off a little bit. So that scrolly reely stuff that people do. And then when we finally started up some social media platforms again, it ended up where I was like, what on earth is this? Like the whole world of social media had changed to the point now where I find myself filming stuff on my phone upright like this. But back in 2020, 2021, I was still filming, you know, horizontally.
Like vertical and horizontal content.
And now everything I'm shooting is portrait so that I can put it on social media, and then
unless it's for YouTube, then you want to do it.
You've
got to do it different for every bloody thing as well. It's like, for Christ's sake, choose a fucking medium. Like, you've got to like crop it to this aspect ratio for that and this and that. I mean, it's mind bending. Like, so to harness technology to do that, 100%.
It's not just shoot a video anymore. It's like you have to have 3 different videos for 3 different platforms. And then you got to subtitle everything because most people don't listen to it.
And it kind of depends where your audience is. Well, I mean, there's still a big chunk of my audience on Facebook. So it's important that I keep posting on there, even though
it's like that's like
even
almost
though
like
that's sort of dying off.
But that's like our generation, like people that are in their late 30s, 40s, 50s, you know, and above.
Onwards. Yeah.
But then like the younger generation's kind of like.
I mean, I don't even have a TikTok. I refuse to go anywhere near it, to be honest.
It scares the living day.
People keep telling me, "Oh, you shoot." I'm like, "No, I've got enough on my plate already. I don't want it
from the devil that platform." Mate.
It's like we were talking about, kind of like almost like a rebellion against what's going on in modern society today. Me and Rick were having a really good conversation about how we almost want to strip it right back and go all the way back to the physical. You know, get like I think more and more people are becoming more and more frustrated with the digital world of Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, all these different things. It's like,
have you ever met anyone who actually enjoys it?
No. I've never. I don't know a single person that's like, oh yeah, absolutely love it.
Met a lot of people
making content for Instagram.
Yeah. I've actually met one guy, and he was like an 80-year-old bloke, and he said I used it for a bit of entertainment. He's like, oh, it's brilliant, and it's like, cool. But
I've met a lot of people that are addicted to it.
Yeah. But this is the thing, is that like I think about like, you know, Spotify and all these different things, and I'm like, let's just strip it right back and just start releasing more albums. Just release an album, release physical albums, physical records, instead of emailing companies or venues, you know, send them a letter, you know, if it wasn't so expensive for postage. You know, that would be a nightmare. It'd be like thousands of pounds in postage.
I mean, it's interesting though, isn't it, like how things are going to keep developing, and what doing stuff like that's interesting and cool.
Yeah.
Like, you know, doing something completely different. You know, why not? It's like, if you decide you're going to do it like that, you just can.
Yeah.
I mean, social media, I learn a lot. And again, it depends how you use the tools that we have.
Exactly, yeah.
Whether you're using them to, like, wonderful for learning how to do stuff. You know, so many good ideas, like mix ideas, or bloody loads of playlists of stuff like, wow, that's really interesting and useful, and I'll go back to it. If you just get consumed by the crap that's on there, if you're using it as a tool for learning and transmitting information,
it's phenomenal.
It's phenomenal.
Yeah,
but it's kind of also designed and in an addictive sense, as you say, as well.
Yeah.
For you to, I mean, like, if you could go out and have a beer and enjoy the taste of the beer, that would be great.
It would be
it
great.
Doesn't work like that.
not for you and I, mate.
It doesn't work like that, and that's down to your own personal responsibility. And you know,
game over.
And it's the same with the consumption of information, the consumption of social media and the internet. Like, you know, it has to be treated as an addictive item. But there is a world of incredible information and interesting people and networking and all sorts of things. But you have to be very mindful of how you operating with that and how you're using it.
Yeah.
And I don't like having to post stuff on social media all the time. Yeah. I'd be happy if I could just roam around in my underpants in the woods, you know what I
mean? You do that though. Yeah,
I do
know you
do. Do you know what I mean though? I'd like go out and do your show. I mean, this just eats so much. It just eats so much time and effort to keep. I mean, like we did a post yesterday when we were on the beach, and that was great. That was fun.
Yeah,
that was the kind of thing you want to do. Let's just do this now. Done. Off you go. It's the regularity with having to do. You know.
Yeah.
Like,
you're competing for the interest of everyone and trying to stay in the algorithm or whatever that means. And
I mean, but how much of it is what? How much should you actually?
I think half of it's nonsense, mate. And
in
you
terms
just
of selling
encouraged...
stuff, it's about 5% off your social media. You know, a bit more off like YouTube or whatever, because you're actually getting some revenue for it or whatever. Yeah. But really, for the effort you put in, it doesn't. It doesn't, like, in terms of a business, it doesn't bring it back. I guess it gets people to your shows, and that's how people consume information now. Yeah. And so you just have to kind of deal with it. But I guess it's got to be to a level that you're okay of dealing with it. And you're always looking at it going, oh, I'm not as good as this guy. But it's kind of encouraged to make you feel shit.
Yeah, exactly. You know? Yeah.
So you're like, well, fuck that. I'm doing what I can do, and that's the best that I can do, and that's what it is.
Yeah. You were saying this actually on one of the other podcast episodes that we launched, where you said that we're not supposed to be aware of the guy that plays drums the other side of the world, or even in the next village, or even in the next city. You know, it's like, because historically we've just lived in little communities, and it's like Rob would have been the drummer of the village and I'd have been the guitarist of the village, but now it's like I can watch 1,000 better guitar players online than me, and you can get bombarded with that stuff, and it just completely clouds like you're on.
It can do.
It can do.
Yeah. The trick is to not let it.
Yeah. Exactly.
And just take inspiration from all those other people who you can then message and be like, "Hey man,
that was awesome."
And then you never know, you're going to meet up with them somewhere else. They might become a friend for life, or you know, there is the other side of it. Is the community. There's a dark, like in everything, there's a dark side and a good side. So it depends how you consume it.
It is that attitude. Like that was something I would always say to students is you know, they'll be like, oh, you know, so and so they're better than me and I'm crap or whatever, and it's like, right, get this in your head. The fact is that there's always going to be someone better than you, and there's always going to be someone that's not as good as you. Yeah. So learn from those who are better than you, and teach those who aren't as good as you.
Exactly. And you're always going to be you and where you're at. And that's just where you're at for the effort that you've put in.
And how much do you enjoy it? If you don't enjoy it, don't do it. If you fucking love it,
you just carry on doing it. And the more you do it, the better you'll get at it.
That's it. And who cares?
It's practice in everything that you do. The more you do it, the better you get at it.
I've seen some drummers performing and playing, and I'm like, you look fucking miserable.
Yeah.
Like, have a laugh, enjoy it, play, have fun.
Yeah, I mean, that's it. It's got to be joyful. It's got to be joyful. Otherwise, you know, like why are you doing it?
Yeah.
You know, like anything, if you feel like you're trapped in it, then you're not enjoying the thing, and enjoying what you're doing is really important.
I get that comment so many times on stage, though. You know, you're like the smiliest drummer we've ever seen. It's like I'm not even conscious that I'm doing it. It's just because I'm just in the moment, enjoying what I'm doing, jamming with my brother on stage, improvising, having a laugh and a joke.
Yeah.
It's
really important to keep those things in mind, because it is easy to get bogged down with like, how is my business going? And that's entirely inappropriate for the moments when you're actually doing the playing bit. They're two completely different heads. You know, it'd be like, put your gig clothes on and play, take them off and put a shirt on if you want, and worry about that side of stuff. They're completely incongruous, really. Like they operate in completely different spaces, and one can't be in control or in charge of the other one. Otherwise,
I think that applies like massively to like even like all the let's say all the crap bits in between. You know, when you're like doing all the driving.
Yeah.
When you're doing countless hours of driving, I mean, you probably do a lot of it on your own, but with me and Rick, it's like I'm learning that when you've got like 4 hours of driving, you're going to perform a gig, and then you got a 4-hour drive home, and you know you got to load the gear in, you got to mess around with all that, blah 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 blah. Sometimes it's like, this is a nightmare. I can't be bothered. This is too much. What's the point? You know? And it's like, well, actually, I can embrace that moment and be like, I want to spend the next 4 hours in the van with my brother, chatting about some pretty cool stuff, chatting about life, being creative, getting inspired, having a laugh and a joke, play on stage, have a jam, get paid for it, come home. I mean, what could be better?
That is one of the difficulties about touring on your own.
Yeah.
Like, it requires a lot of mental strength.
Well, you can always ring me, John. You can always ring me for a conversation.
I think now that you're drumming with your feet, you can just give them personalities and talk to them.
Yeah, I mean, it could be a slippery slope in that sense. No, I mean, it's hard work touring on your own. I've done a lot of touring on my own.
Yeah.
And it's funny because you kind of, if there's more than one of you, you've got your bubble.
Yeah.
And then there's a kind of safety net within that, and that was a thing that I really missed about touring with the band. So I enjoy that when you're on your own and you're in everybody else's world every day, and it's just your interpretation of that. It can get pretty weird.
Yeah.
I don't really want to go touring on my own in the long term. Like, I would prefer to have some. I will be.
Well, let's do it then, John.
Yeah.
We've talked about the idea of Echo Town and
absolutely.
John Fairhurst. stage share.
And it's the sharing. It's the sharing of doing stuff like making a little video and doing this and that as well. Because then when you're doing all the driving yourself, the show, selling the merch, being your own tour manager, you're like, I haven't got the time, or I'm exhausted. I can't now do a video, because there's 10 million things going on in your head, and
the last thing you're thinking about half the time is just shooting a video of what you're doing. And it gets like that, especially. And then we've said before that we have like about a 20-minute window after a show where it's like we've still got the energy to communicate and talk with people,
and then it's more like
and then it just goes,
and then it just drops off, and you feel yourself. You'll be in mid conversation with someone that's generally pissed. And then you're like,
and you're trying your best to be like, still flamboyant and.
Well, it's a come down, isn't it? From that adrenaline, dopamine, whatever, absolute high you're on when you're playing.
I don't think people truly realise the amount of physical, mental, emotional effort it takes to get on a stage and to give your entire soul.
Give everything, and there is no higher.
You can't
get higher than that. No drugs, no drink, no nothing will get you higher than doing a show 100%. Really well sober. And the buzz from that, it's clean, it's clear, it's beautiful. Yeah. Everybody's involved. You're present. Yeah. Like, there is nothing higher than that experience. It's the ultimate high.
That sober gig, I like it.
That was it. Like, you absorb every single moment of
and it. You can remember all of it.
All the good bit, all the good and the bad. Because it's the good and the bad that create this magnificent experience, and you're present within the whole thing. I don't know about you guys, but I don't know if you've ever tried to do a gig and give only 80% of your effort on stage.
I just don't want to be there. You can't do it. No, you can't.
It's like sometimes the amount of gigs we've done where we're exhausted before we go on stage, and we're like, dude, man, I don't feel well. Like, I'm knackered. I haven't had sleep for the past 3-4 days, and we're exhausted. I'm feeling this right now because we're not on anything we're not doing lines of coke backstage to get through this.
There's nowhere to hide.
Nowhere to hide. We're going on that stage, and then as soon as you're on that stage, it's like, dude, I'm gonna chill on stage today. I'm just gonna relax and be, and then as soon as the first song kicks in, you're just like, here we go.
Here we go. Here we go. Exactly. You can't play. You can't play like purposefully not. To speed, and you can be bound by how much you're actually capable of doing at that moment in time, and sometimes it's a lot more than others for whatever reason, or whether you're exhausted or whatever, but you're still going to give all of everything you've got, and if that's 70% of what 100% of you is, you're still going to give the 70%. That 30% might not be accessible because of your level of exhaustion or whatever, or but you're still going to give all of everything that you've possibly got, because that hour or whatever it is you've got on the stage is the pinnacle of all of everything else that all of the work has gone into for all the time that you've done it, and every time you do it, that's it in public. That's the fucking point, so that if you're not going to give all of it, then like when are you? And it's condensing all of everything you've ever done into those little moments, and that's all that anyone ever really sees of everything that we do in the background. That is like literally the tip of the iceberg.
We've said it's about 2-3% of what goes
into that is it's ridiculous.
Like live performance.
You got to be a bit nuts, haven't you? You've got to be taps, really. Like,
every musician that takes it seriously, I know, is definitely a bit tapped.
You've got to be. You've got to be. You've got to be. And and it comes back to that
something wrong with us.
That unquestioning thing as well. You just have to do it. It's not even a decision thing. It's just something that we do, and we have to do.
You have to do it.
It's like I have to go up on a stage and play.
I always feel like my journey, my path is music, and it's a perfectly straight line. And throughout my life, sometimes deviated massively from it, and then life has bitch slapped me back to the line again. And then I've deviated from it again, and it's bitch slapped me back to it. And it's like, I'm just like, these little deviations, and it's like, bang, bang, bang. I'm like, right, do you know what? I think I just need to drum. Like, and I've always viewed that as like a very childish thing to say, like, oh, how childish of me, you know.
I'm in a band.
I'm in a band, you know, I'm a drummer. And it's like, well, actually... Do you know what I mean? Like, it sounds like that though, doesn't it? It's crazy.
It sounds like you're 15.
Little game of wacky sticky. I've got a little game of twangy. Little game of wacky sticky.
It's like you tell any artist, and no matter whether they're a musician, whether you're an actor, whether you're you draw stuff and all that crap, it's like there's something in you, there's this soul, this passion, this something that is like, that's what I have to do. And as for some reason humans worldwide just ignore that. We just ignore it and go, do you know what, I'm just gonna go do a shit job somewhere and sell my soul because I can earn instant money, and I do it. I do this on and off. It's like, and there's nothing wrong with those jobs because sometimes it is necessary. But it's like I've sold my soul and gone and done these jobs over and over and over again, and then ended up seriously depressed and anxious and nervous and just like, what the hell is wrong with me? Why can't I enjoy my life? And what's going? And it's like, it's because I'm not following my true self. And I think that's something for everybody to sit and genuinely contemplate and go, what do I want to do with my life?
Yeah.
And
what is the right thing for me to do with my life?
And if you don't know what that is, time to sit down and genuinely think about it. And think like, well, when I was a kid, I really wanted to do this.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, go fucking do
it. I mean, we get one go on this ridiculous little ride of silly dancing monkeys floating on a spinning rock in space. We get one go at this, in my opinion. And you just got to go and do. It doesn't last very long.
It's gonna be, but the point is as well is that you have to accept
good stuff. You know,
you have to accept that it is going to be fucking hard work.
Yeah,
that you can't just sit there and go, I want to do this with my life, and then not.
Do you not think
put
part of the thing that keeps us doing it is hard though, and
graft.
We're not easily satisfied, and you require complicated, difficult, seemingly ridiculous things to do in order to feel sane.
Yeah.
I don't honestly sometimes understand it myself sometimes, because I'm like, I often hate being in the studio. I often hate having to do, if I have to do the social media, I have to do like the bookings. I hate all that. I often hate being sat in a van for countless hours on end. And then sometimes I just don't want to be on stage.
I'm same here as well.
I'm sometimes on stage like I can't. I'm going to give it give it the beans.
What the fuck am I doing?
Yeah, why the hell am I here? And then you get off stage exhausted, have to drive all the way home to put all your gear back in a unit, or packing it all back in. You get home at 3:00 in the morning, get in a shower, just going, what the fuck? Why am I? Why do I do this? Why do I do this? And there's something that's just constantly going. You have to do it.
Keep doing it. I know.
Keep doing it.
You're a drummer.
I don't know why. Maybe there's a higher purpose to this.
Well, it's because
maybe it's just like an affliction. But
yeah.
But once you
beautiful affliction.
started, there's no end to it. It doesn't go away. It doesn't stop. I mean, you walked away from playing for a number of years, didn't you? I gave up playing guitar entirely during the last few years for a period of time.
Yeah.
And that was even worse, because then I didn't appear to have any purpose at all whatsoever then.
Yeah, I experienced that with the drums.
That was part of the process of that. I had to do that to realise that is basically the core of my kind of existence, is being a musician and playing guitar.
Yeah.
And I had to not do it anymore to realise that that's what it is.
That's exactly what
we were saying. It's weird though, because we were saying the other day, yesterday, that we all don't particularly like being in the audience.
No.
That it's like definitely me and Robin. That it's like as audience members.
I'm dreading your
band,
gig tonight.
Yeah,
It's all right, so am I.
just
I've been genuinely nervous about it for a couple of weeks,
mate. It's in the bag. It's in the bag.
Genuinely nervous about
You've got
it.
us in
Go, John. We love you, John. We love you, John.
Yeah, I mean, I hate this, not like being on stage, but at least my friends are here.
But then there are the people that will be there at every festival and at every gig at their local venue, and they're like, oh, I love my live music, and it's like they'll have another job doing something else, but like that'll be their escapism.
We're
and
not,
it's like
we're not fans.
It's
we're not very good like audience members. We're not very good fans. But
that's it. But because we have to be the ones on stage.
Yeah,
and
it's strange because there's well, I've said before that there'll be people in the audience that if they were on stage, they'd be like, oh God, what the fuck is this? Like, and be terrified. Yeah. It's like if I'm in the audience, I'm more comfortable on stage than I am in the audience.
I was thinking about this last night as well.
I feel at ease.
Part of the problem, because we don't really listen to music, do we?
No.
We were talking about this yesterday.
Not properly for years, no.
It's because you can't, because you're going to have to deconstruct it. Therefore, you can't just enjoy it for what it is. I was thinking about this last night after we talked about it. I can't listen to music because I don't listen to music. I don't hear the music. I deconstruct it into the parts of how it's been recorded, or how he's playing that, or the way that works with that bit.
Where's that guitar panned?
Yeah, that's it. You can't listen to it. You can't listen to it without sort of professionally taking it to pieces. Like there's some things get me carried away, actually, like desert blues stuff. I can forget to deconstruct it for a while.
Yeah.
That's what's got me at the moment, is like Tuareg desert blues music. It's got some hold on the inside of me, and it was a glimmer. It was only when I discovered that I found a glimmer of what it's like to listen to music without being a musician, because there's something within that takes me away, that transports me. Almost everything else that I listen to it through the steel bits from it to figure out how they've made it sound like that and how I'd do it. And you can't just listen to it for what it is. I mean, personally, that's what it is for me. I can't
I think
step away from being the deconstructive, like professional listener. You know?
I think that's maybe the reason why the music that I'd listen to in my leisure time would be music that was in an entirely different genre.
Yeah.
So like I ended up listening to drum and bass for a while, and then I love hip hop, and it's like, but we're not a hip hop band, and like none of our music is particularly hip hoppy, but it's like these sort of genres, and they're disconnected from what I do, and I think it just creates that, I don't know, that separation. Maybe personally, I'm more of a listener like that.
I realised during this sort of reconstruction process that I'm really easily influenced.
Yeah,
I'm a really easily influenced person in all manner of things. That was a revelation. But I am.
Yeah.
So if I've started listening to whatever it is, whatever I then try and produce will be influenced by that. So I kind of have to keep myself.
Spend another week with us, mate. You'll have a beer.
Finish off that song you're working on, because if you listen to something that's not related, you'll forget about it and you'll start trying to make a hip hop track, even though that's not what you do.
That's kind of true. Yeah.
I just like silence.
I like silence a lot. I don't have a stereo in my van.
I probably play one of the noisiest instruments on the planet, and I'm like,
I don't listen to music at home. I feel guilty, but I've started to more for the sake of my son. But personally, I would never listen to music if left to my own devices. I don't have it on in the workshop. Yeah. Definitely don't have it on when I'm fishing.
I'm the same, man.
And I drove like 5 hours down here.
I drive with zero music.
Do you want to know what? If anything, if I was to put music on, I'd put on like a soft jazz playlist, just like as a background ambience, like about 10% volume on these speakers. It's just like a little ride cymbal simmering away, and just some guy on a double bass and a little bit of saxophone, and it's just there in the background as like ambience. That's as far as I'll take it.
I think part of it came from driving old air-cooled VWs for years. I always had to to listen to whether the engine was going to explode or something was broken. And I think that's where it started.
Yeah, that's it, innit?
Because like to keep the thing running, I had to listen to what was going on.
Is it going to die?
Yeah, is it all right? Is it going to spew out oil? Is it going to drop a rod? Is it something going to break? Is the fan belt gone? Is like
that sounds about right.
But I mean, if you listen to, it's like you're never able to step away from work though, because it is, you know, it is our career, it is our work.
Yeah.
And you know, it would be like if you work in a sausage factory, and then you were at home and there was fucking sausage machines spewing out sausage everywhere. It'd be awful. Like when do you get your time off? When do you get? I mean, there's so much of your life revolves in and around that anyway. Whether you're actually doing it, it's always rolling around in your head about, you know, bit. So if there's no break from doing the thing, I mean, it'd send you absolutely fucking insane. I mean, it would send me if there's music on. Yeah. And worse now I'm sober, I think, as well. Like I found being at festivals really hard work.
I can't stand it.
Sound clash and all the things going on. It's just like,
I've only ever been to a festival once as a punter.
Yeah.
And I hated every minute of it.
I think I've been once as a punter.
And here I am telling everybody, like, support live music.
Yeah, but it's support live because you're the person on stage. Like we said, there's a difference, I think, between the person that loves to enjoy and listen to music.
We support it by making the music.
We make the product and they enjoy it.
It's like that. I love it when I meet these hardcore music fans that are like, I go to every festival and I go to all these, and I've followed you all over the place. It's like, you guys are amazing.
Well, I mean, our fans are what they're the people who allow us to do what we do. They are the core,
absolutely,
of the industry. They're the core of the appreciation and the love of music, and our ability to do it is that people come and listen.
They're keeping it alive.
You know, and we both have our roles in that. Our role in that is to provide the stuff that people want to listen to, or maybe they don't know that they want to, but that's what we do as artists. Is we make art to be appreciated. There has to be people who appreciate it, and it's a completely two-way process. And within a show, and I started explaining this, like being very clear about this, about what our roles are within this. Like, you're going to play better the more that you guys like it, and the more that we interact with each other, removing the barrier of the stage. That interaction between us, the musicians, and the audience, the more that we all get into that together, the better it is for all of us. You know, particularly I think, like, kind of from doing a lot of street performance as well. Yeah. Because nobody's bought a ticket, they're not a captive audience, they can bugger off at any second. So you've kind of got to work what the vibe is read the room. It's a whole different work thing, the vibe, and be adaptable and shift. Because, like, you know, you could go up and just say, I'm playing these songs, and people might want to go and hear you play specifically that song the way that it is, but certainly doing more street, and I've done it with lots of busking. My whole career began from busking. You might play at this moment in time on that street corner, people might not want to listen to blues, they might want something more Middle Eastern, and then you'll start making some money. 15 minutes later, nobody wants to hear that.
It's interesting, isn't it?
And you've got to keep being shifting and being dynamic in it. But that's the point. It is the connection of that, and the interaction between the listener and the provider of the noise, which is us. And the more together that we can become. Again, this is all about togetherness. It's like the opposite of it's coming together for that two-way process to be as wonderful for everybody as possible. That's what we're all after. From the listener's perspective and from our perspective, is to have a really amazing experience together and a moment of freedom within it all. And you know, it is kind of it's our duty on both sides, as the listener and as the musician, to both of us work towards that joyous moment. And when it really works, it's a different vibe, isn't it? When you and everybody's in sync, and that's when you have those gigs where it's just electric. When everyone's really in sync and really gets what the point of us all being there is.
Magical.
Right, it's my turn now.
He's off.
See you later.
We're probably due to end it, to be honest with you, John.
We'll conclude it.
We'll conclude it.
Conclude it without you.
Yeah, we'll conclude it. So that was, John Fairhurst on the
Fairhurst,
podcast.
ladies and gentlemen.
He has now gone to nip to the toilet, and I think I need to go. I think I need to go check on Lofty as well.
Oh man, yeah, absolutely. The dog's outside.
Yeah. So we should go check on him.
Well, when John comes back, we'll wrap it up.
Hurry up, John.
But I had to go to the toilet. I've not needed a piss like that in forever. Like, I cannot remember the last time.
Just like proper.
But
pigeon.
like, I think about 5 minutes into this,
I
was like, oh my days, I've drunk too much coffee and too much water. And then I carried on drinking that water, and then I was well at capacity.
I'm doing all right, actually. I'm not too bad right now.
Attaboy.
What a lovely conversation that was, Rick.
I very much enjoyed John Fairhurst being down.
Yeah, it's been an awesome experience.
We've had a lot of great experiences with John. When we all got drunk that time, and
now we've got a good drunk story.
We've got this. But this actually is a good drunk story. That's the thing. Summer solstice. We played the solstice festival, didn't we? At Stonehenge, and it wasn't at Stonehenge, but it was on a site opposite.
Yeah.
And then we ended up going and sneaking off to Stonehenge in the middle of the night on summer solstice, just before the druids got there. But we ended up, because there was security all over the field with flashlights, what is this, America? With torches. They were keeping an eye on the field, and we had to just sneak across the field.
We did,
with
crawl,
John Fairhurst.
Crawling across the field.
Probably one of the only good drunk stories.
I think it probably is. That was so much fun. And then when we got there, the security guard wasn't bothered that we were there. He was worried he was going to get bollocked by druids. So he was like, look, do what you've got to do, honey, lads. You've got all these druids are going to turn up in a minute, and he's going to give me loads of hell if you're still here. So just do what you're doing and just go away before they get here.
I was in flip-flops, and I had to duct tape up my flip-flops because of all the nettles. So I duct taped my flip-flops and like made crude duct tape
so
shoes.
much fun that
But
was.
I just remember the three of us just like huddled behind like a drinking trough for sheep while there were security guards walking around with torches like this. And then we just like go sprinting across to the stones, got amongst it all.
Oh no, we did. We got amongst it all, though, didn't we? We did. We got in there.
It was brilliant.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
But crawling for about a mile across a field.
Well, actually, if you were to go see where we parked and then see how far we went, it's
a fair old way, isn't it? It's a fair old way.
The thing was, it was so dark that I took my camera and I was taking long exposure shots for us to be able to see where the henge was, and it was like, but then I got that cracking shot of you two laid in the grass looking at the. It's on the socials somewhere. We're gonna wrap it up because Rob's got the dog in the car.
John, where can we find you?
You can find me on Instagram, or John Fairhurst Music for Instagram and Facebook and YouTube. On my website, johnfairhurst.com.
Nice, dude.
Yeah.
It's good to have you back on the scene, mate.
It's great to be.
And it's good to have you back on the scene with your eyes wide open.
Yeah.
Just taking it all in and facing life without any sort of chemical buffers, mate.
That goes for...
Yeah.
You know, I think we've been on a bit of a serious journey in the last few years, and you popped out the other end of it.
Yeah. I'm happy you're still alive, mate.
So am I. I'm happy we all are.
You've got a lot to give to the world.
Yeah. Keep doing what you're doing, mate.
Well, I mean, life is the thing. You know, you don't know how short it's going to be. You don't know what's going to happen. Just got to do the best you possibly can with it for however long you can, and spend your time doing good things with interesting people.
Yeah.
For the betterment of all of us.
Exactly.
You know?
I love it, bro.
Exactly.
I love it.
Big love, brothers, honestly.
Yeah, man.
Really enjoyed that, mate.
Great to be
Thank you.
back. I know we've got a lot more to do yet as well.
We have. We're going to do some
This is a powerful
shows.
meeting.
I think there's going to be a collabo incoming.
Yeah, definitely.
Has to be.
Yeah, thanks, boys.
Lovely.
Massive love,
Cheers, John.